In film and television, a sidekick usually helps the main actor and character really shine. Thus, sidekick actors rarely break out of their roles and disappear from the public eye as soon as their shows do. Here, we'll tell you about 3 sidekicks who may not have become huge stars on their own, but are still remembered fondly today. First up, Hervé Jean-Pierre Villechaize, the diminutive actor and artist who found fame as Tattoo on the 1970s television show Fantasy Island. Every episode began with Tattoo announcing the arrival of guests to the island by shouting, "The plane! The plane!" Villechaize, who stood 3 feet 11 inches, was born April 23, 1943 in Paris, France. Due to an acute thyroid condition, he developed dwarfism. Though small in stature, he was an immensely talented painter, studying at the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris and holding exhibitions in renowned Paris museums by the age of 16. At 21, Villechaize moved to New York City, where he taught himself English by watching American television, leading to his decision to become an actor. He soon started landing small supporting roles in TV and film, but got his big break in 1974 when he landed the role of a tiny villain named Knick-Knack in the 1974 James Bond film, The Man with the Golden Gun.
I will remind you, this is un duel à la mort. Only one of you can leave the field of honor. If a coup de grâce is necessary, as your referee, I will administer it myself.
Villechaize then moved to California, where Aaron Spelling cast him opposite Ricardo Montalban on Fantasy Island.
She built a news empire entirely on her own, through hard work, dedication, but she has paid the price in her personal life.
What price, boss?
Loneliness, an emptiness of the heart.
During the show's 6-season run, Villechaize was so popular, he earned $25,000 per episode. In 1983, due to his heavy drinking and frequent quarrels with the show's producers, Villechaize walked away from the show that made him famous. Despite his popularity, he was unable to find other work, leading to even heavier drinking. By 1986, Villechaize's $3.6 million fortune was reduced to crumbs. At the same time, Villechaize was dealing with chronic pain caused by his internal organs, which had continued to grow throughout his life, becoming too large for his body. As the pain increased, Villechaize became more despondent. On September 3, 1993, Hervé Villechaize died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was 50 years old. He was cremated, and his ashes were spread at sea.
There he is, Mark.
Another diminutive sidekick, 4-foot 11-inch Jackie Wright, was among Benny Hill's company of regulars. Not much is known of his early days, except that he was born John Wright in Belfast in Northern Ireland in 1905 and supported himself by working on cars. During the early 20s, he emigrated to the United States, where he upholstered Cadillacs and played the trombone in speakeasies. When the Great Depression hit, Wright sold his trombone and bought a ticket home to Ireland, where he supported himself as a musician and a comedian. In addition to his stature, Wright was known for his trademark baldness, which, by all accounts, happened when he was in his 30s. But again, not much is known about his life from this point until the 1960s, when Benny Hill spotted Wright doing stand-up in a pub. In 1968, Benny Hill, who picked his supporting players as much on the basis of their visual value as on their comedic skills, invited Wright to join the Benny Hill Show. When the show moved to Thames Television from the BBC, Wright moved along with it, changing his name from John Wright to Jackie Wright, though he was known on the show as Little Jackie. As the show's popularity soared, so did Wright's.
Because I'm not so hot, and people call me Tinker because I think a lot.
His rising stardom led to other acting parts on British sitcoms and film.
Please be gentle.
Those who knew of Wright's heavy smoking may be surprised to learn that he was a teetotaler, and though he loved to eat, he never put on weight.
Good night, Bonnie!
Good night, Clyde!
Wright, like the show's namesake, Benny Hill, also lived a frugal existence, despite achieving international fame when The Benny Hill Show debuted in the United States in 1979. Like Mr. Hill, Wright never married or had children, and also left behind a cache of uncashed royalty checks.
Hello? What happened to that stupid-looking red-headed scrubber you used to knock about with?
I dyed my hair.
By 1983, Wright's health had begun to decline, leading to his only appearing part-time on the show that had made him famous.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Are you boasting again?
As his ability to make money declined, Benny Hill requested that old, unused footage of Wright from past shows be aired throughout the 1980s so that he would continue to receive royalty checks. In January 1989, at the age of 83, Jackie Wright died in his hometown of Belfast, following a long illness. Our last sidekick played one of fiction's most famous sidekicks of all time, Tonto, who, alongside the Lone Ranger, tames the lawless Wild West.
That sheriff's horse. Yes, Tonto. He still must be here with the doc. I imagine that Cavendish is watching our...
J. Silverheels was born Harold J. Smith on May 26, 1912, at the Six Nations Indian Reservation in Ontario, Canada. An excellent athlete, Silverheels traveled North America as a professional lacrosse player on a team started by the NHL to fill arenas during the summer months. In 1937, he was encouraged to try acting. Silverheels quickly found work as an actor and a stuntman. In 1949, he was cast on the show that made him famous, The Lone Ranger, alongside Clayton Moore. The series ran for 9 seasons. When it ended, Silverheels, a member of Canada's Mohawk tribe, found himself typecast as a Native American. But he continued working in television and film, appearing in True Grit, The Daniel Boone Show, and even The Brady Bunch.
Yatta hi.
Yata he. Kawasi Yagungwa.
He also founded the Indian Actors Workshop to help other Native Americans break into acting and change the image of Native Americans in film. In August of 1979, Silverheels became the first Native American to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The following year, on March 5, 1980, J. Silverheels died in Los Angeles, California, due to pneumonia and complications from a stroke. He was 67 years old. He was cremated, and his ashes were returned to the Six Nations Reserve in Ontario. All 3 of these actors broke through Hollywood's typical conventions and found success and even stardom, reserving their small spot in entertainment history. Although their careers were forever intertwined with their sidekick roles, they are all remembered by the fans of the shows they enhanced with their presence. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell to be notified of new videos.